All right there, everyone. A little schadenfreude time for us here. The Gillette and Nike corporations have both lost billions of dollars in revenue after going left-wing liberal. That's what we'll be talking about on today's video. That's right. The old adage of get woke, go broke has been proven once again. And we're going to look at some data that shows precisely why that is. Why big business can expect to continue to lose money the more they embrace the liberal left. But first, we've all seen the devastating effects left behind by Hurricane Dorian, and as disturbing as these scenes are, they serve as reminders to all of us that the last thing we want to do is wait for a disaster before we respond to one. And the way we protect our loved ones is by preparing for emergencies. And no one makes that easier or more affordable than our good friend to this channel, and that's My Patriot Supply. Now, September is National Preparedness Month. And in honor of that, My Patriot Supply is offering you $100 off a 4-week emergency food supply if you click on the link down below to my special website. You know, you heard that right. It's $100 off. And it gets even better. They're even including free shipping with your order. But don't wait until it's too late. Get prepared by clicking on that link below and get your 4-week emergency food supply today. It just doesn't get better than this. I think it's becoming a new law of the universe. And that law you all know so very well here. Say it with me. Get woke, go broke, right? That's the new law of the universe. At least it's appearing as such of late. If anything, this should be a new adage that we teach our children, right? Kind of like a penny saved is a penny earned. Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. And, well, we can add to these old truisms, get woke, go broke. It's just so flipping funny. We got to put this into Poor Richard's Almanac. You know, Poor Richard's Almanac, right? Has all the maxims there. I'm telling you, it belongs there. It totally belongs there. I want to see a new edition of Poor Richard's Almanac with such maxims like a penny saved is a penny earned, necessity never made a good bargain, get woke, go broke. I'm sure we can attribute it to Ben Franklin or something. Get woke, go broke, the new law of the universe. And no one needs to tell the Nike Corporation or Gillette that. They found out the hard way. Just in case you don't know, let's take them each one by one. A few months back, Gillette ran some razor ads with a twist to their old tagline, Gillette, the best a man could get. It's one of the most famous slogans in marketing, right? It's so famous that the marketing team and corporate execs over at Gillette obviously thought it was getting way too familiar and ignored. So it needed a new twist. It needed something that would get everyone talking about Gillette again, right? And boy, did they accomplish that. Gillette attempted to rebrand their tagline for a new era, one characterized by the redefined politically correct, tolerant, and feminized man. They released a 2-minute commercial that accused men of what is fashionably called today toxic masculinity. Men have thus far been sexist, they've sexually harassed women, they've overall demeaned women, and then they say, is this the best a man can get? Right? The narrator asks in the commercial. We can't hide from it. It's been going on for too long. We can't laugh it off, making the same old excuses. I mean, it goes on to show men chasing women around, bullying and acting in virtually every completely sexist stereotype way imaginable. It was a full-blown social justice warrior woke commercial. Now, needless to say, the commercial became the object of utter scorn and ridicule. The last I looked, the YouTube video of the commercial had 1.5 million dislikes and just about 800,000 likes. And even otherwise sympathetic marketing types, the ones that actually liked the Nike Colin Kaepernick ad, which we'll talk about in a second, even they were coming out and saying, you know, this is a little over the top, man. It was too preachy, too politically correct commercial. It's just going to alienate Gillette's market base. In fact, MarketingWeek.com came out and declared literally the day after the commercial premiered that Gillette's new ad was nothing short of a complete and total disaster. They predicted it would utterly trash Gillette's sales, and by the year's end, it will easily be looked back as probably the single worst marketing campaign ever taken over by an international corporation. Well, I don't even think that the writers at Market Week could have predicted just how bad things got for Gillette. As it turns out, the Washington Times is reporting that that commercial cost Gillette a whopping $8 billion in lost revenue. That's billion with a B. $8 billion. Now, if you can believe it, too, the CEO of Gillette is actually coming on and saying, you know, that loss was worth it. It was worth it. Yeah, it was worth it. If it meant, making the brand more popular and relevant among young consumers. So they think young consumers are more attracted to an ad like that. Well, obviously not. Obviously, a lot of consumers, regardless of their age, don't want anything to do with Gillette. It was similar to the Nike Corporation, their Just Do It ad campaign, where they featured the notorious former professional football player and original anthem protester Colin Kaepernick, right? Colin Kaepernick became famous for one reason. That's because he refused to stand during the national anthem. He was a Black Lives Matter sympathizer and advocate, and as an expression of that advocacy, he knelt down during the national anthem, which is a posture of disrespect. Well, Nike got all woke and chose Kaepernick as the face of their new Just Do It ad campaign. And to add insult to injury, they featured the tagline for the campaign, "Believe in something even if it means sacrificing everything." Even if it means sacrificing everything. You should know Kaepernick never once sacrificed, not once, his check for $126 million that he got from his contract. Well, it was pulled early because he wasn't performing well. I think total he got $40 million out of that $126 million contract. He sacrificed everything as he was collecting his $40 million. Of course, after the ad campaign came out, many pointed out that, hey, Nike, if you were really interested in an athlete that sacrificed everything for what he believed, then maybe you should have featured a picture of Pat Tillman. If you don't know, Pat Tillman was the professional football player who voluntarily gave up his career to join the armed forces after 9/11, and he was killed in action. Now, that's a true hero. Not some pampered millionaire who happened to like getting attention by showcasing his own version of grievance politics. And then several months later, as if, we thought that Nike couldn't get more absurd, more pandering, more ridiculous than that, Nike actually decided to stop selling a special edition sneaker featuring the Betsy Ross American flag for the 4th of July, our Independence Day here in the States, because Colin Kaepernick found it offensive. The Wall Street Journal reported that Kaepernick urged Nike to nix the patriotic sneaker because of its supposed slavery connotations, which they did. Nike canceled the special edition sneaker. Well, now Nike is quite literally paying for all of this. It's been widely reported for months now that the Nike Corporation lost $3.75 billion. That's nearly $4 billion after this whole Kaepernick campaign. It was a marketing disaster, surpassed, it seems, only by the Gillette Corporation's massive failure. Now, of course, there are a number of takeaways from all of this, but I think the main one is that most Americans in particular, and whiter populations in general, simply hate political correctness. According to a recent survey by an international research initiative called More in Common, researchers asked over 8,000 respondents a number of questions about race, immigration, sexism, free speech, other cultural issues. And what they found was that a full 80% of the respondents, okay, you heard that right, 80%, believed that political correctness was a major problem in our nation. And Gillette could have availed themselves of this study because it found that even the younger respondents were prone to find political correctness problematic. Nearly 75% of those between the ages of 24 and 29 thought political correctness was damaging our nation, as well as nearly 70% of those under 24. The simple fact of the matter is that less and less people buy into political correctness. I mean, don't tell the Democratic candidates for president that. They obviously think political correctness is the wave of the future. But study after study is demonstrating that the PC culture is losing. It is dying. In fact, as the survey's results show, as well as Gillette's and Nike's revenue collapse indicate, it's not masculinity or nationalism that are toxic, but political correctness itself. It's political correctness that is now considered toxic. And those corporations that begin to embrace such toxicity will reap a comparable backlash like that of Nike and Gillette. Now, before you go, I just put up a great video on the latest in the whole Brexit situation. Some polls have come out that show that Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn is in some serious political trouble and is getting humiliated by Boris Johnson. So you're not going to want to miss that. So make sure to click on the thumbnail at the top left of the video, and I'll see you over there. God bless.